Good morning, fellowship. Glad to have you here this morning. My name is Susan Hicks, and I have the opportunity to lead our global ministry here at Fellowship. For those of you that may not know because you're new or just don't really know that much about our global outreach ministry here, we partner with 12 Indigenous individuals around the world. We partner with them by financially supporting what they're doing, but then we also partner with them by coming alongside them through mission trips. You're going to have the opportunity this morning to hear from a few individuals that have been on some of those mission trips. Get a chance to see what it was like for them on the field there, what they were able to do, and how it affected them. So, Sophie, I'm going to start with you. Was this your first mission trip to go on with Fellowship?
Yes, it was, yeah.
Are we on? Can you guys hear her? Got turned off? Okay, Carl. I'll get you the help.
Testing 1, 2. Yes, this is working.
Thank you.
Yes, this was my first mission trip with Fellowship.
Okay, great. Where did you go?
I went to Guatemala.
Okay. Was this what type of trip was this? Was this a student trip?
Yes, it was a student trip.
So what does that mean? What ages?
It was mostly like 9th grade to 12th grade, I believe.
Okay, great. Yeah, that's great. So when you went on this trip, did you experience any type of growth?
Yes, I went on this mission trip with a lot of anxiety about like going to another country to spread God's word with other people that didn't know about it, because I didn't feel like I was like the perfect Christian to go, and so I really did struggle with it, and I did get to talk to a couple of people on the trip that helped me through that, and they basically just like helped me give all my anxiety away to God. And once I was able to give my anxiety to God, he really helped me like push through. And once I gave my heart to God, then I was able to preach to the kids a lot better, and it just like flowed out of me instead of like something was holding me back.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I think something that you had shared with me before was it gave you that opportunity to put your trust in Him.
Yeah.
And then in that process, share that with the kids.
Yeah.
That's great. Thank you for going.
Yeah.
Todd, share with us what trip did you go on this year?
Yes, we went to Greece with Dan Vorm, my wife and I, Jamie. And, I'd like to say to you, my wife and I are probably one of the least likely candidates to go on a summer mission trip, at least that's how I feel. We were in our late 50s, we're sort of self-employed, and, my wife's never been out of the country, okay? We didn't have passports. Mine had expired like 10 or 15 years ago. So I encourage you, just on that standpoint, that, no matter your age or whatever your walk of life is, you have to try this because the Lord will really use it in your life and in other people's lives as well.
Yeah, so, definitely. What did you do on this trip?
We were serving with Operation Joshua, which is a Bible distribution ministry that Hellenic Ministries has been doing for, I think, about 15 years. We were able to distribute the Greek New Testaments in the modern Greek language to about 850 villages. A couple smaller cities, but most of them were really small villages from literally 2 or 3 houses to 10, 20, 30,000 people. And it was a really neat experience as far as trusting the Lord. I mean, I had the same fear as you did in a sense, because I'm like, man, do I really want to do this? I'm comfortable here in Franklin, right? In my life or whatever. But the truth is I need to get out of my comfort zone and trust the Lord to go overseas. And again, I went to Europe 35 years ago when I was finishing college on a mission trip. So, this was a long time coming, to do this again. But the Lord really used it in my life. It was neat to see the prayer team praying over the maps every day that we went out over the cities, the regions where we went. And we pray over each city as we drive in there and distribute the New Testaments door to door.
That's great. Thank you for going. Thank you for sharing. Emma, share with us, where did you go this summer?
I went to Slovenia. This is my second year going.
Your second year?
Yes.
That's fantastic. What type of experience did you have with the individuals and the culture there?
It was like nothing else. Whenever I grew up in the church, I always saw mission trips as just going to build houses and doing specific things, helping people financially and physically. And something that was so cool about Slovenia is that the community is very similar to Brentwood, except it's just very not in the Bible Belt. They go to hip coffee shops with their friends, and they go to competitive schools, but the really cool thing about it was that I could speak to people who were struggling with a lot of the same things I was in school and in life, and just be able to tell them that there is someone that is so enough to make them feel so known for the first time, which is just so rare where they live. And just being able to tell them that there is someone there that is forever going to be more than enough is just the coolest thing in the world. And so just that spiritual need can be just so important, and so just as much important as physical need, and learning that was just so cool. So
How has that changed you in coming back here?
oh yeah, in my life, I mean, it's always the highlight of my summer, and so being able to come back here and know that I'm not called to go out on a mission trip, I'm not called to go lead worship, but I'm called simply to love God and to pursue and go after His heart first. And so seeing people go and try that for the first time on a mission trip makes it so easy to come back here and have such a joyful community and be able to grow in that here. So
That's fantastic. Thank you all for going. As you can see, there's just a lot of fantastic experiences. I wish we had more time to share more stories, but we're going to be down front after the worship service. If you want to hear more about any of these trips or any of our other trips, please come down, ask us some questions, let us share more stories with you. We'd love to do that. Right now, we're going to continue in our worship. If you guys wouldn't mind standing, I'm going to pray and thank God for these opportunities He's given us. Lord, I just